Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers. Today I'm going to be making a taco mix, and the very first thing that we're going to do is take our meat. I used one of ground turkey, one of ground beef, and let those cook. Brown that, breaking apart the meat. I prefer doing the mix because you get the flavor of the beef and then the leanness of the turkey. But I took all the fat that I could and drained it off. Then I take water and put on here, leave it on a medium-high heat. You want to leave that and let it just kind of cook all of the fat out that you can. And once you're sure that it's had a chance to really penetrate the meat, then take it, drain all that water off, and you are now ready to add the vegetables. I add all of, first thing I'm going to do is add the taco mix. And actually I used about a half of a container for this I used a container and a half for this, this much meat. You can use as much or as little as you want. If you want to add onions to this mix, now would be a great time. Or any other seasonings you want, but this is all I put in there because when I add the vegetables, as you'll see in a moment, I am going to leave all of the juice from the vegetables. Now, I showed you I'm using red beans. Personally, I prefer chili beans, and actually chili beans with jalapeno, but my sister does not eat hot foods, and so I can always add more later. I took the juice from the corn and rinse out the chili, the bean cans, then mix all of that together, and folks, this is basically it. I let this cook uncovered to render out all of those juices that I can. I want this really as dry as I can, and you can see it has quite a bit of juice. But as that cooks down, it just infuses all of those flavors together, and it is really good. Now, this evening we were having taco salad for supper, and so honestly we dipped ours out and then just let this stay on and cook. But I'll show you how dry I like it, so that you can see when I move the spatula around, it leaves a... you can see a little bit of the pan underneath. I was able to get 2 full trays of this, and I put it in my freezer for actually a couple of nights, and it is then ready to load into the freeze dryer. And I believe it took around 26 hours for this to freeze dry. And a reminder, for long-term storage, you do want to use Mylar bags, but I know we'll be eating this in less than a year. So I was able with this to take the parchment paper and just use it kind of like a funnel inside of these bags. And this just crumbled apart, which is great. That's a fine thing for this type of dish to do. And then once this was done, put an oxygen absorber in there so that it will help preserve it, and vacuum sealed it. Anyway, this is by far the most versatile dish that we have ever brought to you. And so I want to tell you, I've got a list of 7 ways you can use this, and I'm sure there are others. But a very simple one, as the name implies, if you reconstitute this, and once again, to reconstitute it, we simply heat water and pour it in the bag, and then we have a little insulated bag when we roll the top over, insulated bag that we put this in, and it keeps it piping hot. But number 1, if you have taco shells, put this in there and you're done. Now you can add some salsa or something else if you'd like, onions, etc. We don't put onions in here because there are times that we really don't want onions, but you can also cook this with onions. A second, in the way we usually use ours, we heat this, and if we have lettuce, we just put it on top of the lettuce and we have a taco salad. And folks, when we're at home, that's what we do with this, and it is wonderful. But if you do not have lettuce with you, number 3 is just put this over rice. When you heat that water, heat some for rice, and it's a nice, warm, hearty meal, but not nearly as heavy as chili. And so it's a good alternative to that. Number 4, if you just have chips, put this on top of there and you now have nachos. Maybe top it with a little cheese and you have a meat, beans, and corn nachos. And number 5, this is, you know, when it gets a little bit cooler, this is going to be a lot of fun, and that is just add a lot of extra water and let it simmer for a little bit, and you've got an amazing taco soup. Okay, one that I have made a number of times. As a matter of fact, we made a video about it, but I didn't carry it freeze-dried. I carried it frozen on a trip with us, and that is a stuffed Mexican cornbread is what we call it. And I tried this the other day. In the video that I made, I put a layer of cornbread, put that in, let it cook for a few minutes, then put my mixture on top of it and a layer of cornbread and put it in a camp oven. We have a little Coleman camp oven, and let the cornbread bake, and it's amazing. But the other day I tried it without that bottom layer. I just, in like an 8x8 pan, put this on the bottom, and then mix my cornbread mix, put it on top, put it in the oven, and it turned out great. And that is a neat, that is a great way to use it. And then let's face it, if you don't have any taco shells or lettuce, you don't want it over rice, if you've got some chips, then you can just heat this up and use this as a dip. And so there may be other ways you can use it, but like I said, for us, having this over lettuce, having it over rice, as a soup or in cornbread, those are all ways that we use this. It's very versatile. I know you wouldn't want to have those back to back to back, but it does give you a little bit of variety. So, whether you freeze dry this, freeze it, or just have it fresh, it's really a meal that we do enjoy, and we hope that you will too. Thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.